Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to What the Fuck After Dark. Welcome to What the Fuck After Dark. I am one of your lovely hosts, Zachary.
My name's Megan, and I am another one of your lovely hosts.
My name's Matt, and I'm the third lovely host that embodies the beard of Zach and the loveliness of Megan all at once.
Wow.
I mean, I have just the power mustache now, but
Yeah.
it's because I gave you the beard for safekeeping.
Yeah,
When we're all together, they call us the lovely trio.
the lovely
and-
three. Or the triumvirate.
Oh. Or
Yeah.
the triumvirate, or sometimes they call us the quadrivate because of the beard.
Maybe.
It has gained sentience a few times.
I was
Yeah,
going to say
that's
we're the Walmart Triforce.
That
I'll go with that
sounds awful.
No, we're at least the Target Triforce. We have a little bit of class.
The Target Triforce.
Target.
Okay, so, dear listeners, and those of you who are coming to us on Patreon, because you would not be able to get access to this unless you are on Patreon and giving us your hard-earned dollars. We decided to do What the Fuck After Dark because we do a fair bit of talking before the episodes start, usually just like a mental health check-in or talking about random bullshit throughout our day. And after the episodes, we talk about, funny things that we found in the episode or, further points about the episode, or as we did, in one recording, we were talking about witches and fucking swordsmen, I think. Was that the topic of conversation?
Witches and swords.
Yeah, it was witches
Yeah.
and swordsmen. I think, mostly we just wanted to share with you guys the fact that we are disaster goblin children before and after recording, that Zach does such magical things and makes us sound like human beings. But we did really want to share the before parts.
I
with
think it's
you.
funny
Yeah.
that you say that Zach makes us sound like human beings, because none of us do. Even in he just takes away the awkward ums and ahs.
Yeah, and I make sure that everything's kind of a little bit more, on levels and stuff, play with levels and shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Sound editing stuff.
I don't know
But,
if you guys
yeah.
have ever listened to my laugh through this podcast, but I'm sure it peaks all the fucking time.
Yup. But yeah, I think Megan makes a good point. We wanted to be able to show you, the listeners, the hashtag bless this mess that happens
Bless mess.
that happens before and after the show. And I think another great thing, and one of the reasons why I think we all kind of decided to come together and do this, is a lot of you people out there who are listening with your lovely, lovely ear holes.
Cue Robert Downey Jr. saying, "What do you mean, you people?" From Tropic
I'm a
Thunder.
dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Yeah. But yes, although a couple of listeners out there had stated that they enjoy the show that we do because it kind of just feels like they're part of the friend group, that they're part of these three people who are really good friends, which, by the way, I love you guys. You're great friends.
Yeah.
But
you went a different way than I was going to go. I was going to say that I need my $20 back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is a completely different way.
Yeah.
direction.
What's borrowed money between friends? Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, a lot of the listeners out there had stated that they liked feeling like they were part of this friend group and this group that just kind of got around and shot the shit together. And I think that this is also another way to do that, but it's a little bit more personal because you're giving us money.
And we're also not shouting facts at you. As we
you don't have to think.
As we are
you don't
wont
have to think
do
for
on our
this.
usual thing. All we
This
ever do is just tell you information, and this will be more like you're getting to see the roundtable discussion of what happens before and sometimes after the show.
Yeah, you get to see, again, the hashtag bless this mess that we are. the goblin people.
Yes.
Well, I really liked the fact that Zach did tell us, because he's the one who manages
Zach is
everything.
marketing.
Yeah, he is definitely
Megan
the
is the
marketing
art
daddy
department.
here. Well,
Yeah.
the art department has been
And
tired,
I am
but
the beard.
Okay, but
but I do like that you told us that people enjoy the fact that it's like a bunch of friends just talking, because that's what we are. And I mean, this did start when we were like too tired to play D&D one night.
Oh no, we
And
were
we just
fully
shot-
playing D&D.
Were we fully
We
playing
had,
D&D?
yeah, we were fully playing D&D, and I got drunk. And, like, at
Yeah.
halftime, when we took our break, I came back and I was telling you guys a story about how Julius Caesar got kidnapped by pirates.
yeah.
And then, you know, one thing led to another, and we had a podcast a little while later.
Now
so.
it's 2
I
years
think
later.
It's 2 years later. But I also think it's funny because like I specifically remember that night as Matt. You might have been a little bit drunk, but I remember like in the story, we had just come off of these story beats that were like they were important, but they were were they depressing?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it was a very depressing
yeah.
episode.
Well, it was also the episode before that the session we did before that was also depressing. So it was like depressing session for 4 hours, depressing session that looks like it's going to be another 4 hours, and then all of us collectively were like, "Dude, can we just chill for the night?"
Can we just chill for the rest of this?
Matt, I love
Yeah.
this story that you're weaving, but I am a sad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But
Oh.
I tell sad
I
stories.
do think it's funny that it's like that's the origin story of this, because I think like the next day or like maybe a week
It
after
was
we're
definitely,
like,
yeah,
hey,
it was definitely not like the next day. It was, I know that you guys were trying to pull me in on something else, and that's like our sacrificed love child that we will get back to
oh
eventually.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
well, so we did start Tonight the News, but originally what Tonight the News was going to be was like Tales from a Small Town.
Yeah.
yeah, where we were.
Oh,
just
that
gonna-
project has evolved so much, and we're still trying. I think I love that project. Don't get me wrong. I love Tonight the News so much. I love being John Doe. But it's just like, I feel like there's so much that like it had to find its footing for so. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. I drink a lot of soda. But it needed to
I
find.
drink a lot of soda.
Being honest, but like it needed to find its footing for so long, and like I feel like it does have its footing a little bit, but like we found our footing at the end of the season.
Oh, we definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I think that season did turn out fine. But
Yeah, I
like,
love it.
We got into a stride
But-
by the end of it, and now it's been so long since we've done it that it's going to be like trying to find our footing again.
I don't know. Maybe it's like riding a bike.
I don't think so because I think, and also listeners, if you haven't listened to any of Tonight the News and are like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's another free thing you can do.
Yeah, definitely go do that
What
free thing.
But like, I feel like Megan made the point of like riding a bicycle where I get it. Like again, and it's just because I just finished the last episode of Obi-Wan. It's like the way they just jump back into those characters for this mini series was like, oh wow, it's like it hasn't been several years since my childhood. I love this. But like I think that like once we start working on scripts, you and Megan, who by the way, bless you both for being so phenomenal about writing those scripts. I add my 2
I love
cents.
writing them.
They're fun to write, but like I add my 2 cents, and then I'm like, yes, job done. I wrote like 3 lines.
Yeah, the
Well,
fun part
yeah,
about
but,
that
like-
process. So, as we mentioned already, Zach does the marketing, which is a huge part of like making sure that we look presentable on the outside to you guys. And then Megan does the art stuff, which again is kind of like the public facing aspect of this. And so I will very often say that I don't contribute much, but in the writing process for Tonight the News, I'm really good at making the characters sound just weird enough
1,000%.
for like. So I'm really kind of the back of house. Like maybe this could be said this way to make it sound better.
But Matt, I love I mean, Megan and I are both writers, and you are a writer. Like, it's so funny to see your writing process versus other people's writing process, because I And I even see this when you make characters and NPCs for D&D, like, a lot of your character work is so weird that it is believable, but it is off-putting in the
true.
best way possible. Like again, like Johan, I think, and because Megan made the point that originally it was going to be Tales from a Small Town, where we were just doing like almost this creepy ripoff of Chronicle, but Johan fit into that slot that we wanted from our original concept so well into Tonight the News.
Yeah.
And Johan is just a Matt special of like, how do we make someone who's giving like little town stories, but they will make you very unsettled?
Yeah, so
Little town stories, but big town scares.
Johan was basically supposed to be like the concept of, you know, aggressively happy in the face of pure
Disaster?
terror. Welcome to Tales from a Small Town, where I tell you about the 5 kids that got mauled in these woods, but I'll keep a smile on my face the whole time.
Also, camping season is now open to the public.
Also, if you want to send these kids to camp, come on down, sign them up.
Come on down.
I think we just stumbled onto a season 2 plot by accident.
They've cut bear hunting.
Get your bear hunting merit badge.
Help your children avenge their fallen comrades.
I like how we're plugging.
We're plugging Tonight the News really hard, but we are here for what the fuck after. But this is the type of conversation that we have before. Like, sometimes it's going to be funny, sometimes it's going to be business, sometimes it's going to be like I said, mental health check-ins, because we all go through stress in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes Zach has a near-death experience at work, and we have to talk about it with him to see if he's actually okay to record a podcast that night.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I almost lose an eye, and it happens.
Sometimes one of us catches COVID, and we have to, like, decide before recording whether or not we're actually going to record, and then we record anyways, and I sound like, you know, a stuffed-up teddy bear.
I would say, which, honest to goodness, Megan, did you have COVID?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, she did.
I have not, knock on wood, I haven't got it. I am the strong boy of this podcast.
You got that elite blood.
I'm the horny boy of this podcast, but I'm also,
like,
I got them horny, antibacterial, I guess.
I think what sucks about, like, when I got COVID, I was like, where did it come from?
Yeah.
Where did it go? Where did it come from?
It's a mystery. Somebody call the fucking Scooby-Doo gang.
Yeah, I was just like, we gotta solve this mystery.
Or rewrite history. It's DuckTales. Ooh, no, sorry.
And then bring down whoever did it to me.
It's DuckTales, but darker.
It's DuckTales After Dark.
DuckTales, but Scrooge McDuck definitely kills.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Scrooge McDuck.
Definitely fucks? No, we know that already. He's voiced by David Tennant in the new series
true.
or whatever it is.
So,
Scrooge definitely fucks.
oh my god.
No, that's Goofy. I'm sorry, Goofy. Like, have you seen that meme where
Goofy
it's like,
fucks for sure.
Max, your dad doesn't have sex. He fucks.
No, we can't. That's illegal.
There's no strikes in After Dark.
Yeah, well, maybe we should institute. We should institute a system.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of each episode, we can just compile how many we have.
Bonus round.
Yeah, bonus strikes. But yeah, so we did kind of just want to, I guess, bring you guys these little snippets of our conversations before and sometimes after, because sometimes Zach and Megan both have jobs where they have to be up very early to get to work. So sometimes we don't. Well, Zach doesn't anymore, but Megan sometimes does. And we typically sometimes will just cut out at the end of the episode, but we do talk for a good, 15 while we're getting set up. So
yeah, we're going to record at 9, and we finally hit the record button at 9:30.
I know. I was like, they were like, "Oh, you ready? You ready to go at 9?" And I was like, "I'll be around at 9:10."
Yeah. Just like tonight, Zach and I were shooting the shit before this, and we were just like, wonder where Megan is.
Yeah, but it would have been really confusing if we started recording right away and then all of a sudden still did an intro. What the fuck would that be?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, I think, as I said, when I talked to you both, I wanted to do like a little 15-minute snippet to give a little bit of an idea of what's going on. But
a little bit of an idea.
Before we wrap up and say goodbye to what I'm going to refer to as the elite tier.
The elite blood.
I don't know. I feel like, okay,
The Blood
here's what I'll
Scouts.
say. I'm the Blood Scouts. Oh, yes.
From
that's
Welcome to Night Vale.
yes. I think, first off, I'm going to give a challenge to anyone who is listening to this. If you can come up with a good name for what the people like that subscribe to our Patreon should be called,
Oh my god.
hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on Instagram, and let us
That'd
know.
be so good.
Please just like tweet at us being like, you should name the special people who pay money and are way better than everybody else, and we know it this.
Wow.
I'm not sowing a sense of elitism. I'm sorry. But yeah, before we wrap this up, so that way
Wrap it.
wrap it. I think we should kind of circle back to what the fuck, and I want to ask the both of you.
Yeah.
What was your favorite story that you presented so far? Because I'm so curious as to like what your favorite like discussion topic that you've done, what story that you've done that you were like. Let me actually rephrase that. What has been either your favorite story you've presented, or B, a story you'd like to go back and talk about more?
You know how much I love Ronald Reagan.
I hate that's your answer, but I know it's right.
So I could talk about him to no end. Like if we're talking about a story that I would like to go back and talk about more, like that's definitely something that I could talk about. But I think what story I really liked was when I did sort of a game show-esque sort of thing where I talked about weird historical fads when we did the episode with the Moes.
That was when
Yeah.
we had them on.
Yeah, so I think like that was a really fun format to do because like it kept everyone engaged and I had like a lot of questions and I just felt like it was a good overall.
Oh
like,
yeah, that was where
performance,
that
if
was
you
where the
will.
question, where does the poop go?
Where does the poop go?
Yeah. So I mean, I could do something like that similar. I mean, obviously, I don't think the fads that I covered would need to be returned to again, but like doing that again with different.
Yeah, no, for sure.
things.
Yeah.
Because
get
Zach,
that.
you did that with like with the sex toys throughout history. I just think it's like an interesting format to do where you like you rapid fire.
I also did
talk about
a
stuff.
segment about the pettiest moments in history. I don't know if that episode will have come out by the time that Patreons are listening to this, but
I was going to say, I don't know if the sex toy episode is out yet, but not to spoil the surprise, there's a lot of dirty.
Yeah, my bad. Here's another After Dark spoiler for all y'all.
Spoiler alert. It came late, but spoiler alert.
I think
Yeah, that was good.
one of my favorite stories to tell was the one that I did for our very first Halloween episode.
Okay.
About the guy that like literally couldn't stop eating.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tartuffe.
Tartuffe.
Was it
Was that
Tartuffe?
his name?
No.
It was like
it was not
Tarare.
Tarare, yeah.
Tarare.
Oh, sorry.
Tartuffe.
I'm thinking
Tartuffe.
I don't know what
Tartuffe.
Tartuffe is, but I'm interested.
The Tartuffes.
No.
But-
Tartuffe is a play by Moliere.
But for several reasons, I think the Halloween episode is where I really felt like we hit our stride with like exactly how we wanted to present the podcast and what we sort of the vibe that we were going for.
Yeah.
I think it's also interesting to go back and look at how the podcast has evolved, because I used to do like intros like the two of you did, but now I do the Today I Learned segment.
Yeah, which I love.
he used to tell stories about World War II,
Yeah.
and now he's still telling stories about World War II.
And if
It's
any of
changed.
you fucking take my role, well,
he'll come
I
for
will
us.
come for your kneecaps.
And we'll have to find a whole different.
But yeah, I think
third of.
I think Tarare was one of my favorite stories to present because I just felt like really good about It was also, like, such a great story to just be like, hey, here's this creepy guy that was accused of eating a baby.
Yeah.
Or, like...
That was good. I loved that. Well, I didn't love the baby eating, but I loved the story.
Well, I just thought it was, like... If there was one person that I could have met in history, I think it might have been him, just to be like, was this guy even real?
What? Are you kidding?
I would not want to
to
meet him.
Yeah.
Remember,
that
like...
dude was a monster.
No, I want to meet this guy and watch him eat a cat.
No.
He reportedly smelled terrible. Why would you want to be around him?
Yeah,
dude.
he physically
Not
had,
only
like,
was he
smell
scary-
lines coming off him. No,
Yeah, dude, he
I'm
was
joking.
scary
I
and
obviously wouldn't
stinky.
want to meet him, but I would like to know if he existed for, like, obviously there are records of him having existed, but, like, I want to know what a person that could eat forever and never...
You want to know if he lives up to the hype. I get it.
And the fact that, like, his body dissolved pretty much after he died was... Ooh. It's just so... That's probably one that, like... If there was ever more information dug up about him, I would be so happy to revisit that story and just be like, hey, you guys remember that guy that got accused of eating a baby? Well, I've got more information about him.
And then
upon
I'd
his
say
death,
his wrong name.
Yeah, Tartuffe.
Upon his death, he returned to the primordial ooze.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
What
No,
about
I
you,
get that. That
Zach?
was a good story. Honestly, like, I know that, like, some, like, shows and podcasts, like, do their big, like, Christmas episode. I feel like our thing is the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
We do like a holiday special. Like a December, Christmas, Yule, solstice.
Yeah. But there are so
Hanukkah,
few,
non-denominational.
so much fewer, like, not a ton of crazy, I mean, a ton of crazy stuff has happened on any given day of the week.
Yes.
But, like, I don't think a ton has happened that's specifically centered around Christmas, but we can get so specific with, because, like, our second Halloween special was about schmanibalism.
Yeah, we just all schmanibles.
Everyone's
Yeah,
a
no,
I guess,
schmanibal.
like, we've done pretty well, though, with the holiday episodes,
Oh, no,
right?
I
Like,
agree. I'm just saying where we really get to shine is those Halloween episodes.
Yeah, the Halloween episodes are definitely... there's so many cannibals.
Yeah.
But I like our Christmas ones, too.
It's like the one lighthearted thing we do a year.
Yeah, like the Yule, like the Yule goat, right? The Gavli goat in Sweden.
Yeah.
I really liked that story because then we went through and we're just like, did it survive or did it not?
I was gonna say, I loved that it burnt like a couple of days before we recorded.
Dude, a couple of days, and like I had done my notes before that happened. I was like, oh, it made it this far this year. Like, good job, go. And then you're
Psych.
just like, it burned.
Hate
And I was
to
like,
burst your
when? And
bubble.
you're like, yesterday. And I was like, no.
That's what you get for not procrastinating like the rest of us and doing your notes the day of,
Yeah,
Megan.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. That was on me. That was my fault. I'll go fuck myself now.
I will say, I think the one that I'm like ready to return to, not specifically this story, but like something along the same vein to like revisit the idea of it, is like one of our earliest episodes where I did the booty equation.
Oh, wasn't that like the first episode?
That was the second episode. The first episode I talked about how the Pepsi Cola once was the largest navy in the world.
Yes.
The sixth largest.
The sixth largest, yeah, but like it was just like Pepsi owns a navy. But yeah, no, I
owns a
think
navy.
I think
Fun
returning
fact.
to something like finding weird times where scientists got way too horny for science is my jam. I would return to something like that in a heartbeat.
I think, was the first podcast the one where I talked about the Tootsie Roll Pop?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So the girl that I'm currently dating sent me a text because, you know, I inspired her to listen to our podcast. She sent me a text and was like, I'm glad that we agree on which flavor of Tootsie Roll Pops is the best flavor. So...
You're gonna have to. Was it?
I'm pretty sure that I said orange was
Sherry.
the best.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly still do not agree.
I still stand by the statement that the best Tootsie Pop is the chocolate flavored Tootsie Pop. You know what you
That's
get
fine.
all around.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I still don't agree, but like no, the orange though is an abomination. It doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like color
Tastes
orange.
like orange.
Yeah, it tastes like orange. That's not a
Okay,
flavor.
I'll
that's
be
a
honest with you,
color.
Megan. Orange soda
Yeah,
just
go
tastes
on.
like orange.
I don't like orange soda either.
That's like anything that's purple flavored.
I don't like
Okay,
anything.
but
Well, that's not true.
can we
I'll
just-
take purple flavor.
Can we just discuss how lazy the naming of the orange is?
Yeah, because it's
Like,
just orange.
it's like, this is a plum, this is an apple, this is a pear, also fuck pears. This is a nectarine, and this is, it's orange.
I. What do you
Also,
think
I
of
will not
pears?
I will not go back and I will not explain fuck pears, but fuck pears.
All right, that's a hill you're willing to die on.
Absolutely.
I'm not judging you.
But anyways, thank you guys for listening to this very first Terms and Conditions episode of What the Fuck After Dark. And, yeah, thank you for being Patreon subscribers. Definitely hit us up on Twitter with what we should call you all. And we'll see you next time.
And in case you forgot, I'm Zachary.
I'm Megan.
And I'm a sentient beard attached to the face of a 30-year-old white man named Matt.
He hesitated.
What happened?
You're like a 30.
Well, I'm 32, but I was afraid to... Or I'm turning 32, but I was afraid to say 32. I'm a 30-something-year-old white man being controlled by a sentient beard. But anyways, my name is Matt. Thank you for joining us.
Good night or day.
Night or day, yeah.
Night or day.
You know,
Good night
I'm
or
just
day.
gonna fade out on this just dying conversation
Yeah.
while the music goes in the background.